Hello everyone! I want to make a video in English today. I will try to practice my vocabulary in English. I know that, let's go to start. I want to speak about how we project in every moment our inside world and how the life show you what things you need to work in every moment, and this happen most in the relationship that you are building with the people. Every relationship, every people, everyone that arrive in your life arrive for some purpose, and we have the power in our life to building that relationship, to transform that relationship. It's not something so simple, but I think it's like an adventure in the life, So I think the live this here in this world is a challenge, and every day we are trying to understand more our body, our mind, our feelings, and now we need to create something with someone that represent like a big perspective. Two perspectives together, and only two. We are creating all the people, all the society, one something that can connect with the other ones. And living in other country now, I am living in DC. I think it's an opportunity to explore difference. I know that every people is different, but here in DC, the diverse about the cultures is big. So that means that there are new ways to explore for communicate the thing that you want with people, because everyone has different cultures. I think that we can connect with the other very simple, but we need to cross the block that sometimes there are with others. And that is part of the life, that is part to building a bridge with the other. So I want to speak about how in every moment we are giving energy in our relationships, and we need to see if we are giving like positive energy or negative energy. And I got to explain that. In our life, our outside world represent in some way our inside world. So the thing that you see outside in some way is a part or is a thing that you have inside of yourself, because the reality that we see, we only see like a small part about the real thing that happen around us. Yes. And that depends of different situation, different experience, different perspective. We only see like a small part to the real thing. Yes. The problem is if we don't work in our inside world, and we have hearts in our heart, we have traumas, we go to project that thing in our relationships. And that is not something that we don't want. We don't want that, but at the same time, if we don't work that, we are projecting the same thing in every moment. So we are like living in a pattern, in a circle that we don't understand why it's always happen the same thing if I don't want that. It's because the life is like telling you that you need to see what happened in your inside world. Yes, something that you need to work, because not all the things that we see and we interpret only with my brain is real, or is the thing that is happening in that moment. Our brain can be our best friend or our enemy. I can't describe our brain like that. For that reason, it's important, I think, meditate or try to live in the present, because living in the present, our brain is like focused in this moment. And we start to understand that nothing bad is happen. We have life, we are breathing. We start to have more attention to our body, to our breath, and for that reason I think our perspective start to be bigger than before. When we don't pay attention to our body, to our emotions, to the present moment, and we start to see the life from the scare or from the trauma that we don't work in our inside world, we start to see the life from that feeling. For that reason, we start to create our reality from the same feeling that we don't want to feel, but in our unconsciousness, I don't know what that word, but in our brain, but in something that we don't know well, like something that happened in our brain, that represents something like we have experienced in the past that give us trauma, unfortunately, but all we have traumas. In partners, in every, it's easy to create a trauma. But it's necessary because in the contrast, we learn about what is something that I want to feel and what is something that I want to feel, no? But the idea, I lost. What I was talking about. Okay, we are creating our reality in every moment. So when we start to breathe, we start to work in ourselves, we start to see, to transmutate, to be the magician, to be the artist in this life. We start to understand, sorry, I stopped the video for one moment, but we start to understand that we can, we didn't understand well what happened in our life. The thing is, like, the brain don't difference between what is real and what is not real, what thing is imagination. So if I am looking a situation that when I look that situation and something start to happen inside, because maybe that situation represent something scary for me, you know, and so the trauma is present in our body, so we are react from that. And the thing is, something that happened, that our brain is telling us that is happened, that is so bad, but it's not the real. Sometimes our brain play with us, and that is the ego too. Yeah. And the thing is, like, if we don't see that, and we is continue creating our life from our imagination, but the imagination very dark, very sad, very hard, from the ego, from the resist, from the fight. Well, we start create that because every idea that we create in our brain, we can materialize, I don't know, or we can create in the reality after that. Yes. And it's important, know that we live like in a big war, yeah, and not everything that you are thinking is happening. Your brain telling lies to you. So if we don't stop that lies, if we don't feel our body, we create and we believe in that thing that my brain is telling me. The thing is, like, this is like the Matrix, yes? It's something plain. We go to put like this, something like that. And there are something that is happening in your brain and you believe that is something that is bad. I don't know. If you continue giving energy to that, maybe don't exist. Maybe it's not happening. But if you continue giving energy, that thing can start to appear in your reality, even if it doesn't exist, because you create that with your energy. You give energy to that idea, and then the world say, okay, you want to create that, I give you that, because all in the world is energy. So whatever thing that we are creating, for that reason is important, like listen or feel our heart. What the thing that we really want to have in our life, what person we really want to take in our life, you know, what project I want to have in our life. But try to stop a little the brain sometimes, because the brain acts sometimes from the traumas, and that like there are like something that is not in the same frequency, the brain and the heart. So if the heart wants something and my brain is telling me lies about that idea or something bad, maybe our selves too, and that can provoke like other problems like depression, issues, all those things, well, it's not like a connection. So we have ideas but like this, and that is not the way that we want to work. If we start to know that in my heart I have my passion, I have the thing that I really want, we start to, and we don't believe in all those ideas that sometimes my brain start to say, that we know that when we start to believe in that, our frequency is down because it's not something high. Well, the project doesn't work well in our life. Yes, and in that moment we start to say, why if I do all those things, why it don't work? Because we don't put the frequency in the same, you know. And yeah, we start to attract something that we don't want. So it's important to have our energy high, our feelings high. Not all the time we have those feelings, and I know that we don't have the control of all those things, but it's important to like take a time, know what I feel, what I think, for understand us, and start to create projects or something that give us more energy, or maybe try to pay attention in the present. And yeah, I want to say that today I hope that this information helps, and I hope that people understand my ideas too, and have a nice day and almost New Year. Bye bye.